Recently I've been making a real effort to eat dessert after dinner every night. I always have supper, like a night snack. I really wanted to challenge myself to have desserts because that definitely does cause me some anxiety sometimes. By dessert I don't mean like an apple or a couple of chocolates, I mean like a proper decent sized pudding or ice cream sundae or something like that. So I've had a lot of different things. Chocolate sables, which are like a biscuit with a fudgy biscuit with ice cream and berries.
Maybe that's him. Okay.
I've had eton mess, which is crushed meringues with whipped cream and berries. Chocolate cake, a lot of pieces of chocolate cake. And Christmas pudding over Christmas. So just a lot of different things to try and get myself comfortable with eating dessert, and I do feel a lot more comfortable now that I've been doing it for several weeks every night than the first day when I did it. And even after eating dessert, pretty much all of the time, like 99% of the time, I will have a night snack as well. So just because I have dessert doesn't mean that if I'm hungry like a couple of hours later, then I'm not going to eat something then. Like, there's no restriction or compensation around eating dessert, because then it's not a challenge, and it's not how I want to live my life. I don't want to eat dessert, but only if I compensate. So I really think that eating dessert is an important step in my recovery journey, but I also think for a lot of people it's a great step to take, and not just when you're in like the weight gain phase of recovery, but I plan to continue eating dessert, maybe not every night, but probably most nights for the foreseeable future. Like, I like eating dessert and I don't want to have to stop it, and I'm not in like a weight gain phase of my recovery right now, but I want to eat dessert. I'm going to do it regardless. So I want to suggest 6 reasons why eating dessert is a great step towards full recovery. And the first is, obviously, dessert tastes delicious. I have a sweet tooth and I love chocolate, so I love having chocolate cake or something like that after dinner. I don't think I need to convince you much more on that point. Dessert tastes great. Dessert is also a huge way to tell anorexia to fuck off. For many of us with anorexia, sugar is frightening, fat is frightening, energy dense foods are frightening, and yeah, desserts often encompass all of these things, which means that eating it is really challenging. But also when you do, that's a huge step towards conquering your eating disorder. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations in order to recover. And I know that eating dessert for me used to feel incredibly uncomfortable. But the feelings of discomfort, of guilt, they don't last. So while you might feel those things initially when you eat desserts, the more that you repeat the actions, the more that you eat dessert, those feelings will go away. And instead you're left with a sense of satisfaction, pride, and greater freedom around food. And eating dessert is also a great way to tell diet culture to shove off. I know that there are loads of messages out there around how you should eat dessert in moderation, or you should have a healthy substitute. Like, a protein powder, low calorie brownie or something like that instead of the real thing. And let's be honest, they don't taste the same, they're not satisfying. You don't need to give in to these money making schemes. You can have the real thing. And like I personally don't want to, I don't want to give my money to the diet industry by eating their protein crap and low fat desserts. Like, no, you can have the real thing. Diet culture can screw itself. After all, diet culture doesn't care about your health, they care about your money. So their messages around dessert, they're not trying to help you, they're not trying to make you healthier. I know when I didn't eat dessert, I didn't feel any healthier, I didn't look any better. Life was just worse. So now life is better that I eat proper desserts. Which brings me to my next point. Like, eating dessert really does make me happier because it means I can join in with people. I can join in with my dad's birthday cake. I can join in with Christmas pudding. I can make meringues for my family and share them around and make other people happy, as well as myself. Eating dessert really does help to keep my eating disorder thoughts away, and also remind myself of why I committed to recovery in the first place, which was so that I could join in and be present and enjoy the little things in life like this. Dessert also provides us with lots of energy. It is energy dense usually, but that's a great thing for people with a history or in recovery from an eating disorder, because anorexia tends to be triggered by an energy deficit, so we need to eat energy dense foods regularly, and so eating dessert is a great way to do that and keep our eating disorders away. And for me as well, I definitely view eating dessert as part of my own healthy relationship with food. The people that I admire eat dessert. When I've had times in my life with more food freedom, I would also eat dessert. As a kid, I loved baking chocolate puddings for myself and my family. I'd eat them for dessert, then I'd eat another one for afternoon tea the next day, along with other things. Like, I want to get back to that place where I feel free to eat anything, whenever, including dessert, and so I need to keep eating it now so that I get to that place and I feel comfortable eating it anytime. And something crazy to me is that dessert has never been on any meal plan that I've ever been given, and I really think that it should be, because in order to recover, we're told that we're trying to develop a normal relationship with food, which personally I hate that term, because pretty much because so many people have a disordered approach to food. First of all, that normal in this world is often somewhat restrictive or disordered. And second of all, I don't care about eating like everyone else. I want to eat in a way that makes me happy and in a way that is healthy for me. And I know that in the times, as I said, in my life, when I have a freer relationship with food, my diet does involve dessert regularly, and so that's what I'm aiming to get back to. That is a healthy relationship with food for me. So I hope that I've convinced you of the huge benefits of eating dessert. There are many more as well, but those will start. Please eat the cake, eat the brownies, eat the ice cream sundae. You can do this. And thank you for watching. I'll record again soon. Lots of love to you. Bye. One more thing. Since I know a lot of countries are in lockdown, which is very difficult, I know that it can be especially hard when you're in a scenario with other people where you feel like you're eating more than them, or maybe you feel like you shouldn't eat dessert because other people aren't eating dessert. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. It really doesn't. Like, it might feel hard the first time or first few times, but in my experience anyway, like, I eat more than everyone at my house, and I eat dessert when other people aren't eating dessert, and it's fine. It felt uncomfortable at first, yes, I felt greedy, but it's my life, and I'm going to live it how I want to, regardless of what other people are doing. So I want to eat dessert, I will eat dessert. That's all. Okay, bye.